Ahead of time. That's in preparation for what we're going to do. We're not going to do bales underneath windows. We're going to be filling these 2x4 cavities with what we call straw clay. By the time it's all plastered, it'll all look the same. Same around the windows. This will all be filled with straw clay, and then the cavity behind it will be filled with cellulose. So from the inside, when it's all done, it looks like the entire building is straw bales, but it's not. And that's because we found that plastering the ends of bales is very difficult. Plaster doesn't stick to the end of bales very well. They're spongy on the ends, and this speeds things up considerably. The bales will go up much faster. Other than cutting around the electrical boxes, there won't be much work. Some of the other tricks we're going to do on this is when we put the bales in place, we're going to cut the strings on all these bales, and we're going to basically then tie a new string that's in line with the face of the bale. And that way, on the ends of bales, you can see how they're kind of rounded where the strings are. Well, there's a lot of stuffing that has to go on afterwards when you have the bales like that. By cutting the strings and kind of forcing that area back, we basically end up with one continuous bale, and we don't have to go back and stuff afterwards. And again, it'll just make things go faster. Okay, yesterday morning we got started with all the bale work and a little bit of what we call the straw clay work. The straw clay is used as a filler to fill all the spaces where it's not convenient to put an entire bale, and that gives us a nice rigid surface to plaster to. So when you have a straw clay surface next to a straw bale surface and it gets plastered, it all looks pretty continuous.
There is evidence that we were working this way.
Thank you.
Hey, Mike. Mike, just so you know, this area is supposed to get 2 miles across. Yeah, so you can put the wooden tiles because now it's a lap.
But they were about this length, so they just had a little bigger head.
Does someone have an orange
hammer? The reason
hammer?
we have the clay straw here is the clay plaster will not stick to the wood. It will stick to this. And the reason we have the wood, of course, is to keep the clay straw in place, but also to have a very lovely round corners. The whole thing is going to be rounded and very organic looking. It's not going to be sharp corners. So, and this was very labor intensive, but we had about 15 people yesterday that worked on about 2 to 3 people on each window, and they were able to get everything finished in a day.
Things have been going well. It took us a little while to figure out how we were going to fasten the bales to the 2x6 wall, because typically we would fasten those bales from the back side, but since our sheathing is already on the walls, we had to improvise and come up with a way of fastening the bales from the inside. So once we figured out how we would do that, the pace started to pick up.
Lath is to keep the straw from going into the wall cavity, so that you can put the cellulose insulation in there. That's the main reason for the lath. Because all this will be filled with cellulose. The roof all the way down. We'll fill the trusses all the way to the top, down to the bales here. And then they'll blow in insulation down below from the top down in.
Where's the recruit?
Hi, I'm Nick, and we're securing the bale to the house. What we're doing is we are needling a piece of twine into the bale, and on the other side there's 2 nails, One of them is basically used as a pulley. The other one, we are wrapping it tight a few times and then giving it a good tug to secure it. After we do that, we get to pound it in fast, and it is fully secured to the house.